last video, we talked about what wellness is. Today, we're going to discuss where wellness is by examining the 5 major areas of wellness from a biblical perspective. Area number 1 is physical wellness. Physical wellness is the intentional stewardship of the body God formed and entrusted to you. It's the quality of your physical frame, insofar as it is supplied and supported by everything it needs to thrive. Genesis 2:7 says, "Then the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground." God created our bodies from the ground, and it's amazing when we look at the different elements that make up the human body, we find it to be so. Things like oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, sodium, potassium, and magnesium, all of these things can be found in the earth. So God created our bodies from the earth, but also to be nourished by the things of the earth in order to live and thrive in our experience in the world. Area number 2 is spiritual wellness. Spiritual wellness is your intentional stewardship of the inner life, which God has given and entrusted to you. When God created man, he did not stop with his body. In Genesis 2:7 it says, "And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being." This inner life comes from God, and it's more than biological life. It's your conscious awareness that God has given you for you to know and love him. The book of James says, just as the body without the spirit is dead. God gave us his spirit so that our bodies can be more than just matter and motion. God's spirit in us is what gives us true life. Area number 3 is mental wellness. Mental wellness is the intentional stewardship of the mind that God has given us to think and reason and make meaningful, informed decisions throughout our experience on earth. Genesis 2:19 says, "Out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every bird of the air, and brought them to Adam to see what he would call them. And whatever Adam called each living creature, that was its name." God did not create man to be a puppet who is controlled and manipulated. God gave Adam a mind and entrusted him to make meaningful decisions within creation, so that we can work together with him to steward it. Area number 4 is emotional wellness. Emotional wellness is the intentional stewardship of the feelings God has given us to experience and express ourselves in connection with others. Genesis 2:20 says, "So Adam gave names to all the cattle, to the birds of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helper comparable to him." God created Adam with certain needs that could not be met by the animals. Because of this need to connect deeply in a meaningful way, God created another person to be able to share in life through relationship. Which brings us to area number 5, which is social wellness. Social wellness is the intentional stewardship of the relationships God has placed in our lives. Genesis 2:22 through 23 says, "Then the rib which the Lord God had taken from the man, he made into a woman, and he brought her to the man." Genesis 1:28 says, "Then God blessed them and said, 'Be fruitful and multiply.'" God first created man's spirit to connect with him. Then he created other human beings to fill the earth with meaningful relationships, to work together and take care of what he's entrusted to us on earth. So those are the 5 major areas of wellness from a biblical perspective. A theme you heard in each area of wellness is intentional stewardship. This is because wellness is all about honoring God by cherishing the gift of the whole life that he's given to each of us. In the next videos, we're going to take a look deeper at each area and what the Bible has to say about them, and begin to see what their key components are as it relates to wellness. Because when God is at work in our wellness, we can be sure that we're pursuing wellness for a deeper purpose, loving God and loving others. And that's what it means to live a spot-on life. Make sure to subscribe so that you can get notified when those videos become available.